back to the Raw Food Muscle. I'm your host Santiago, and today we're back out in my yard. And today I wanted to give you guys an update on some of the things that I'm growing. And we're coming to the end of the season. We're pretty much at the end of the season. I still have some of my yellow squash growing here. So I'm pretty much just leaving this guy alone until these last fruit do their thing. And I was noticing that my lambsquarters are starting to seed now. I'm not sure if you guys can see this, but see all these little guys right here? Oops. These are all seeds. And what you can do is, with this, if you have one like that, you can just cut them off and then you put them away, and you can actually save the seeds. What you do is you let it dry out, and then you pick all the seeds off, and then you can put them in an envelope and then use them for the following year. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take some of these seeds off, because I want to make sure that all these seeds get reused for next year. So but this is actually pretty cool, because I was like, oh my god, this stuff is starting to seed all over the place. And then we got hundreds, thousands of seeds. But this is nothing, you guys. Y'all want to see something? Let me show you guys the mother load. So check this out, guys. We're at the mother load, the lambsquarters of all lambsquarters, man. This is a huge, huge tree. I'm not sure if you guys remember the last time I showed you this guy, but I mean, look how tall he's gotten. I mean, that's just ridiculous. This isn't a tree, folks. This is a lambsquarters weed, man. And this is how things go in my neck of the woods, man. I mean, well, I think it's because obviously when you grow things naturally, you grow things organically, these things will just come right on through. I mean, and believe me, you're gonna have more than you need, because it's just amazing how much you can grow just from the wild producing it on its own. And look at all the seeds that are starting to grow now. I mean, so I'm just gonna be basically cutting all these out just like this. I mean, and look at these seeds. I mean, this is just amazing. And these are the seeds that I've gotten so far, and I haven't even touched this guy yet. I mean, we're talking about hundreds of thousands of seeds. I mean, this is just so cool. And this is actually the first time I've actually harvested lambsquarter seeds from my own garden, or period. I never bought any lambsquarter seeds before, and these grew wild. And look at the stalk. Look at the size of this guy. This is my hand, and look how thick this stalk is. And it's crazy, guys. And this is another one that grew over here. And by the way, these are my raspberries that I grew. And all this soil, there's a lot of weeds back here, besides my beautiful lambsquarters. But what I did was I put organic soil in here, and because this area is really sandy, and so what I did was I pulled up a lot of the sand that was in there and mixed it with some really dark, rich, organic soil, and then everything just kind of just grew on its own. I mean, look at this stuff. I mean, it's just absolutely amazing. I just cannot believe how tall this lambsquarter tree is. I mean, look how tall this guy is. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and cut around some more of these seeds and try to harvest as much as I can. And I'm going to go inside and I'm going to show you exactly what to do with these seeds so you can save them and then plant them for next time, okay? So we're going to move on to that next. Okay guys, so we're back, and I'm so amazed at all of these seeds, man. Check out all these seeds. This is crazy. I mean, look at that. Oh my god, guys. And this is what I'm talking about. Harvesting Mother Nature's wild edibles, baby. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to lay them out here on this sheet. And, you know, you can put them on a plate or, you know, whatever. Basically what you want to do is just lay them out so that you have enough room that they get plenty of air. And now what you could do, because like some of these, like this one has some of the leaves on them still, so what I do is I just kind of pull them off just like that, because I want to put these in my shakes. All right, and look at this. This is what I've collected just from a couple of the branches that I that I cut off. Now normally what I would do is I would leave these stems on there and let them continue to grow, because what's going to happen is they're going to produce more leaves. So now that that season has passed and now everything's starting to bud out and turn into seeds, I'm going to harvest the seeds and just start cutting everything down and basically use them for all my shakes. But maybe look at this. I mean, this is just amazing. And this is just very little that I've actually collected from the big one out there, and I only probably picked a couple of them from the small one, and I have them scattered throughout the house. I mean, throughout the yard. And I've noticed that the ones that are bigger are the ones that are up front because I'm getting a lot of southern exposure, so it's getting a lot of sunlight back there. I'm sorry, up front. So I think they respond a lot better when there's a lot more sun, which makes sense. I mean, some things grow a lot better in the shade, some more in the sunlight. So these are the ones that grow amazing in the sunlight. So I'm going to be thinking of doing something for next year. I'm going to plan out, see what kind of spots I can pick out that where I can have one specific spot, or maybe I could just put them in pots where I can put the seeds in the pots or in a particular area where I can just let these guys grow. Because I mean, you saw how big that Lambsquarter tree was out there. Man, that was just huge. So basically that's what I'm going to be doing with the seeds. I'm going to be planning on doing that. So after you dry them out, they're going to get, they're going to get a little bit smaller. And I'm sorry I don't have anything to show you now, but I do have some of the seeds that I have dried out already. And I'm not sure if you can really see that, but these are all Lambsquarter seeds in there, and there's a couple of leaves in there that they had dried out. But when you're pulling them off, when you have these all dried out, you just want to be careful and pull the seeds out gently. Don't squeeze them because you're going to damage the seeds. So you want to make sure that you're really careful with these, even when you're handling them, cutting them off the tree.
What about washing your hands?
And you definitely want to wash your hands because you don't want to have any oils mixing up with the seeds, because that will also damage the growth period. Because if you have some unnatural things that on the seed that's going to hinder its growing period, then you don't want to do that. So you want to make sure you wash your hands out before you handle these seeds. So that's pretty much it. And like I said, don't squeeze them. Wash your hands. Make sure you got all those oils out. And then you can basically, once that's all done, you have them all separated out. Then you can put them in envelopes or something like that, so that way you can have them for next year. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to have these seeds. I'm going to plan out something I'm going to do for next year so I can have even more Lambsquarters growing, because like I said, the nutritional value in Lambsquarters, just blows spinach right out of the park. I mean, it's just amazing what Mother Nature will provide for us. And so, I mean, you can, and this is free. This is what's so cool about this, is that Lambsquarters is free. I mean, you can get it, you can find them almost anywhere, depending on your area. But if you find them and you see them with these seeds on them, get out, cut them out, and put them somewhere so you can harvest the seeds. Okay, guys? I mean, this is just valuable stuff. So anyway, I'm going to wrap this stuff up. Alright, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you're harvesting your own seeds, harvesting your own wild greens out there, and probably do another video on some other types of wild edibles. So I'll see you guys next time on the Raw Food Muscle.